Hello everyone, my name is Ken the Killer, and this is my dog Ginger. And today, I'm going to be giving you a rant, or discussion, to myself, about Star Wars Battlefront and Star Wars Battlefront 3, and Lucasarts in general. Now, if you don't know who Lucasarts is, or Lucasarts Games, they're the company owned by Lucasfilm to make video games based off of their movies, or they also have made other games, like Monkey Island or whatever it's called. If you don't know what Star Wars Battlefront is, it's one of the greatest games of all kind. It's my favorite game series, to be exact. And, how else do I put this? They're just really fun games. Star Wars Battlefront 1 came out originally in 2004. This game was made to compete with Halo 2, and, I'd say it probably did really well. I don't know. I didn't play video games up till, like, a couple of years ago, and now I'm addicted. What do you know? Battlefront 2 was made in 2005, the same year as Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, and let me tell you, a huge majority of the campaign is based off of Episode 3, just it's like a backstory of the clones and everything. This game was actually, if you really think about it, they may have made this game to compete with the first Call of Duty. And, let's see here, what else? So that's about that. And, there's a couple other Battlefront games, but they're not as really big, like Renegade Squadron and Elite Squadron. Renegade Squadron is like a 4-hour campaign game, and it's kind of like a crappy version of Elite Squadron. You play as Han Solo's secret rogue squadron, Renegade Squadron thing. When you do sabotage behind enemy lines, like stealth stuff, I think. I don't know, I haven't really played it that much, but it was okay. Not the best Battlefront game. Elite Squadron was a refreshment for the Battlefront series. It's not that good, though. Would I have rather had Battlefront 3? Heck yes. Actually, Elite Squadron is basically Free Radical's version of Battlefront 3, finished by Rebellion, but only was made for handhelds, DS and PSP. Now, what I want to talk to you about today, YouTube, is Star Wars Battlefront 3. There's been so many rumors, so many years have gone by since Battlefront 2. I'm not including the PSP games because they're okay, but what we really want is Battlefront 3, and if they're going to make it, we want them to basically, from my opinion, I really want Battlefront 3, but that's only because Battlefront 3 would be a good campaign. Now, if they did like a multiplayer thing where they combined Elite Squadron and Battlefront 2 together, and some of the extra stuff from Renegade Squadron, it would be pretty successful. I mean, that's all they really have to do. Keep all the controls the same and everything. They don't have to join everybody else copying after Call of Duty, Battlefield, and Halo's controls. That's about how every game comes out nowadays. It either copies one of those games' controls, and I'm getting kind of sick of it. Anyways, on with the real part of the video. Battlefront 3 has been a hope in many Star Wars nerds' eyes. Battlefront 3 would be probably a pretty successful game. I don't know if it would be the best game compared to Call of Duty and Halo. You know, Call of Duty, everybody plays Call of Duty, and to be honest, it's not the greatest game ever. Battlefield is better, for my opinion. Battlefield 3 all the way. Anyways, what we really want from LucasArts is a good game. Like I said, LucasArts has been making games based off of their movies and other, like, Star Wars games. They also made some Indiana Jones games, which I have not played any of those. I have always wanted to, though, because they looked like a lot of fun. Anyways, Battlefront 3, and, Battlefront 3, like I said, it could compete if they really tried. If LucasArts would just not make a if they would actually make a good game. For the past couple of years, all they've made is Force Unleashed, Force Unleashed 2, The Old Republic, which I heard is free to play now. I'm not for sure yet. They've made a couple other games, but I'm talking mostly about the Star Wars games that I really know about. Anyways, what we want is Battlefront 3. So many people have had so many good memories with Battlefront 1 and 2. My story really begins after my grandma died, back in 2008. Really, the PS2, hey, Ginger, the PlayStation 2 had became mine, finally, and, yeah, that's about it. I basically got the PS2 after a couple months, and in 2009, so yeah, I haven't been a Star Wars fan that long, but back in, back in 2009, I got Battlefront 3 in April in 2009. I mean, no, not Battlefront 3. Battlefront 2. And basically, stop it. And basically, that game was really fun to me back then. And I have remembered playing Battlefront 1 with friends before over at their house, but I never knew I knew it was Star Wars, you know. I knew the plot to Star Wars A New Hope before I even saw the movies. And, basically what that game did to me was, turned me into who I am today, really. Turned me into the nerd I am, into the Star Wars fan. So basically, basically, what I did that summer after school had ended and I was going into 6th grade, I watched all 6 of the Star Wars movies. Stupid me, though, I watched it from 1 to 6. I think I would have enjoyed it more. Actually, I probably would have liked the original trilogy at first more if I had seen 4, 5, and 6, and then 1, 2, and 3. Anyways, I actually thought that was the real order. And, at first, you know, like everyone else, you all like the prequels. I mean, if you're my age, if you're growing up this generation, you're gonna like the prequels probably just a little bit more. But if you really look at the original trilogy and respect it for what it is and how advanced it was, like some people say, oh, episode 4 is so boring, but it's like, what I like to try and think whenever I watch it, okay then, whatever I like to think whenever I watch is like, just imagine being someone seeing this at the movie theater for the first time, back when CG effects weren't there, and, really good effects like that were very rare. So, yeah. Just think back then, and, like, when you watch it, you're like, wow, this is amazing, this is a pretty good storyline, it's not corny, you know. Back then it wasn't. I mean, nowadays the original trilogy is a little corny, for my opinion. I still like episode 6 a lot, though. And, anyways, so, if you grew up in my generation, you would probably like, you'd probably like the prequels more. But anyways, moving back onto the topic of Star Wars Battlefront 3, nowadays, games could have such better graphics. Battlefront 1 and 2 came out on Xbox and PS2 and PC. Battlefront 2 also came out on PSP. And let me tell you, the PSP version is actually pretty fun. Anyways, so it was a really fun game. Everybody liked it. I mean, almost all of my friends had Star Wars Battlefront. I just never knew what game it was. But it was really fun, you know. I'd go over there, yeah, let's play Star Wars, you know. So that's that. And really, what we want, LucasArts, don't interrupt me this time. What we want from LucasArts is Battlefront 3. If we don't get Battlefront 3, then we'll probably want, if we want Battlefront 3 and they don't make it in the next couple of years, because it's starting to get very, very rowdy. Down, Ginger. Lie down. It's fine. Lie down. It's starting to get really rowdy on the internet. A guy named Tuggy Game Reviews about a year and a half ago released a video showing all of this rumors and everything leading up to Spark Unlimited making Battlefront 3, and they announced back in early April Lost Planet 3, which devastated his whole fan base. and Togi Game Reviews, if you do get a chance to watch this, I don't hate you, just I've kind of lost interest in your channel a little bit. I mean, I wasn't always the guy who just watched your videos for Battlefront 3 updates, but that was keeping your fan base alive and what would make people watch your other videos too. Now, I know you can't get news anymore, but if you can make a video trying to get all this stuff together, and maybe if you can make another assumption, and maybe not hype it as much, you would be good. So really, this has been a Star Wars discussion, and a Star Wars Battlefront discussion, and just Lucasarts, just make Battlefront 3, and that's all we're asking for. If if you guys don't make Battlefront 3, then we're gonna probably never buy your games, and LucasArts is already going down a hill in financial and everything. I mean, I heard Paul Megan step down, who was this guy in charge for a while. I don't know how long, maybe a year or two. I don't even know anything about that. I've just been, yes, Tuggy, I still watch your videos if you're watching. Like, he's gonna watch it. So anyways, keep Battlefront alive. What I say to do until they do announce it, or until we can find a very good rumor to go off of again, I say enjoy Battlefront 1 and 2 for how they are right now. Because I know on the original Xbox, the year I got into Battlefront and was really starting to like the PlayStation 2 and Battlefront, I was like, gee, I should get online, blah, 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 you need an Ethernet cord, and you needed that for the Xbox too, if I know correctly. Go ahead and leave a raging comment if I was wrong. Anyways, so just keep it alive. I know they updated Battlefront more on the Xbox than the PlayStation 2, but everybody had this game on PlayStation 2. And there was also, like, map packs. There was, like, one map pack. I can't remember what it was called. I think it was just Expansion. But it was basically a Battlefront 1 map pack for Battlefront 2, which I thought is really cool. They should do that for the PSP Star Wars games, just to keep Battlefront alive, Anyone who's still playing PSP games online right now are kind of behind in gaming. But I really thought they'd announce Battlefront 3 last year, and they didn't because they went 2005, 2007, 2009, 2011. That would make sense, but they didn't. So, if you enjoyed this video, like it, and keep Battlefront alive. Also, I heard the PC version of Battlefront 1 and 2 are extremely moddable. People still mod the games today. That just shows how alive it is. So, anyways, comment, rate, subscribe, I guess. You don't have to. You don't have to. I'd just like you to. But, keep Battlefront alive, and, enjoy school, I guess. It's Labor Day. Enjoy school, yeah. Yeah, right. Anyways, excuse me. Goodbye, YouTube. Oh yeah, and by the way, these opinions are from a kid who grew up in the generation of the prequels, but enjoyed the originals. Peace.